to week 6 of the Fantasy Baseball League. Are you Bob Van Damming right now? Is that what that is? What's happening?
I'm just winning.
Oh, you're just winning. I'm going to try to stay more negative, because apparently the more negative I am, the better the video is. Because apparently I was too happy last week.
Well, you're going to be happy again this week because you won.
Yeah, but...
It's the only reason that you text on the text threads when you're winning.
Well, you were saying that, but I was clearly losing when I was texting you, so...
Clearly.
Yeah, it was.
Clearly.
So, first matchup of the week. Ben's Champions. That's not right. We're on the wrong week. I had to do research for you. You had me on the wrong week.
Notice that he said he doesn't do research for him. He did research for me. Because heaven forbid if he would actually have factual data to support anything that he ever says in these videos.
Okay. Week 6. Bear Bashers with the 10-8 win over Team Jobu.
Woo!
The most interesting aspect of this matchup that Thursday, Team Jobu was winning 12-4.
Wow. Are you implying that he choked?
Yes, I would say that is a clear choke when you're winning 12-4 on a Thursday and you lose 10-8 on a Sunday. Would you not? I would say that's anybody. It's not just Team Jobu. Anybody.
No, he did say Team Jobu choked. That's exactly what he said.
Team Jobu choked. Team Jobu hit 306 for the week. So, it's not like he had an awful offense. What was the offense?
Second best batting average?
Yep, second best batting average of 371. OBP. Where's that ranked?
Number 3.
Number 3 OBP.
You done with OBP?
It was a churn fest between those two.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When Team Jobu and Bear Bashers play, churning goes on. You know what? Damn it. I probably would have lost that bet if I would have bet that.
Really? What'd you have?
No, that's called sarcasm.
174 total bases.
Can you set the record? Who was the first person to churn for the week?
What? Because you're saying it was me? Because I had a free agent claim early in the previous week? I guess that's what he's trying to say.
So it was you.
Yeah, but whatever.
Even though he always claims people churn against him, he's the one that does it first.
Well, I used the wording for you before, and I'll use it again. I was being proactive. Total bases for the week were 174 and 168. So that is some massive churning going on.
Yeah, that is the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yep. So
what are your comments or your thoughts on your matchup? Do you feel good that you came back from 12-4?
Yes. Yes. Because all that I care about is winning matchups. That's all that I care about.
Interesting.
And 6 weeks in, I've won 4 of the 6 matchups. So that is very...
You can't decline that.
Well, I can decline anything I want.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. As we discussed privy to the video, Roto stats wise, the score makes no sense because it was the number 7 team in Team Jobu.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that the Roto stats make no sense? That can't be true. It's like the Bible.
I don't know too many people that have a Bible this big. Maybe if it's one of those small ones, but sure. Against the number 9 team. Mm-hmm. Did you win complete games? Did you have any complete games?
No, there were 0 complete games from either team.
How about triples?
I won triples, yes.
Okay, so that would be a category that isn't in the Roto stats, so that would accumulate for that. Roto-wise, it was number 5 pitching against number 3 pitching, and offensively it was number
5 and number 3 pitching stats for those?
Sorry, number 5 and number 7.
Okay, that's
number
better.
5 and number 7.
That's better.
I keep forgetting to flip my numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then the number 4 offense against the number 5 offense.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So 10-8, Bear Bashers win. Hooray! No, you don't want to. Okay. All right, moving on.
Why am I happy for you winning?
I don't know. You should be. with the 14-4 win over Five Swords. So
it's the kind of win that the needed, standings-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very good performance week for Team V, even though they were the 4th best roto team.
Mm-hmm.
It was very pitching-driven.
Yes, definitely. The offense was rather lackluster.
Yes, the 4th worst offense for the week.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, I played the worst offense in the week.
Is that really the worst offense?
Yes.
Because there's usually when you see the worst offense, it's like a batting average of like 233 or something. But he hit 278. That doesn't.
No, the worst offense of the week. I'm sorry. That was the worst offense of the week.
Okay, I'm not disputing. I'm just saying usually offenses are worse than what this offense was.
It was a good batting average week for most teams this week.
Okay. Yeah.
Put it to you that way.
Okay. Where were you in batting average? Because you had 259.
I was the second worst.
Second. So someone had a worse batting average than you.
That would be Globo Jim.
What? But to beat the best, you have to be the best, right? Wasn't that in our text thread yesterday?
He only looks at standings.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that one later. But anyway, 14-4, with the win here. Like you said, it was pitching driven. You had a 2.56 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP for Team D. Those were the big 11 saves. Your closers are really coming into their own. They're growing up. It's cute. It's nice.
Notice I didn't bench them because I was winning saves. Because we bench our guys each week depending on the categories.
Well, again, I think it depends on who you are and what closers you have.
It depends on who you are, people.
Well, yeah, some people have different strategies. I know that I'm sure there's some GMs that would have closers that are not very good with the counting stats, as you say. That would be, they'd want to bench them because all they're looking for is a save. They don't want them to blow up their ERA because they're not that stable of a closer. Do you have any of those on Team D?
Sure.
Okay. Five Swords did win hold.
Yes. 2-1.
That was
2-1.
the only pitching category that Five Swords was able to muster.
He made a great pickup on Saturday for Sunday, and it worked out for him. Kudos to Five Swords.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, nothing. I mean, were you surprised that you won that big? Let's put it that way. No, you weren't. Okay.
No. This was the matchup Team D needed.
Okay. All right.
To fulfill their ascension.
Oh, to fulfill their ascension, huh? All right. Next matchup: Alaska Glaciers with the 11-6 win over 66-44, and wow, looking at these stats, I would say that 66-44 did have an unlucky week. Would you agree with that? I can just look at it really quick. It's what it looks like to me.
He was the number 5 roto team for the week. Unfortunately, he played the number 1 roto team for the week.
Although the pitching's so bad that 66-44, it is tough to feel bad for because, 1 win, 4 losses, 5.17 ERA, 1.34 WHIP. You're going to lose all those categories.
Yes, he was the worst pitching staff. He tied.
Yeah, Alaska Glaciers won 8 of the pitching categories. So,
yes, that would be the number
right.
3 pitching staff for the week.
And that includes one of the few wins. Because there's 2 ties, there's only one pitching category that 66-44 won, and that was the saves category.
Well, that's the category he should have won. That's the one he wins all the time.
That's what I'm saying. So that's really a complete fail out of 66-44. But the offensive categories are actually all very, very close. 302 to 289 for Alaska in batting.
Number 2 against number 3. So yes, I expect them all to be close.
Yeah, and then
except for doubles.
Both teams had 18 home runs, which is pretty good. So, because those are high for home run totals, correct? Mm-hmm. That's got to be like
number 2 and number 3 in the league for the week.
Yeah. So, so basically, what we're looking at here is 66-44 needs better pitching, right? Because the offense would have been enough to beat. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories, they 66,
His
44.
offense would have been superb against 90% of the league.
Yep, but if you can't win any of the pitching categories, you're in trouble.
80%. Sorry.
So yeah, that was the 11-6 win, and now All Rise with the 12-4 win over Zips. I know that you have inside information with Zips. How did he feel about this matchup?
I think he was a little slighted at the end of the week. I feel that he maybe thinks that All Rise went for the jugular, and I support it. When you have someone down, you want to maximize your score. He did churn 2 guys Saturday into Sunday, which is a little un-All Rise-ish.
I don't think it changed the score. I'm looking at it, and those 2 guys didn't do anything. Because look at the difference in cat. He still lost strikeouts anyway. So
Right.
And he was winning 9-6 in wins. So even if those 2 guys got wins, it still didn't change much. And the ERA and WHIP, are just not really close. So yeah, I don't know if the
Like, you don't know what the scores were going into Sunday.
Yeah, maybe.
Like-
but either way, even quality starts 7-4. So even those extra 2 starts, I don't feel meant that much to the All Rise win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitching categories. All Rise won. I think that is the biggest.
He was a number 1 pitching staff.
Yeah, that's the biggest surprise of what's going on this year. All Rise actually has a pitching staff, and I think a lot of other people are just saying, we don't want to do pitching. Pitching's no fun. We just want to hit the ball. And that's why All Rise is where he is. Would you agree with that? Is that a yes or a no?
I think that's part of it. I
Yes.
think who he's played and when he's played him has a lot to do with it as well, but the pitching staff has been a big surprise.
Is this a strength of schedule moment?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh, not yet. Okay. But yeah, the the hitting categories rather, very close. 291 to 288, 389 to 347. Both those categories, All Rise won. But again, All Rise basically won this matchup in the pitching. 7 of the 12 wins came via pitching. So. Okay.
Not hard to do when you're playing the bottom team. So.
And then the very last matchup, which was the marquee matchup of the week.
Yeah, the one that we highlighted.
The one that we highlighted, Ben's Champions with a 10-9 win over Globo Gym. Globo Gym clearly had the worst offense for the week, right? Number 10 offense, right?
No, we already said 5 Swords had the worst offense.
Okay.
Second worst offense was Globo Gym.
Are we sure about that? Can we double check our stats?
Yes.
No, just listen, because 249 batting average,
That was worst.
6 home runs. 6 for the week. 6 home runs, that's all he had. That's not the worst?
It's towards the bottom. Not the worst.
Not the worst. 30 RBIs, that's got to be really low for a week.
Yes.
I guess 6 stolen bases is okay, but I don't know. These offensive categories look atrocious to me. I'm surprised this is not the worst offense. We have to compare Globo Gym's offense and 5 Swords' offense later on because those are really, really bad.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, Ben's Champions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Every offensive category won by Ben's Champions. You have a weird face. Do you not agree with
No,
that?
I agree.
Okay.
He did win all the offensive categories.
Yes. But pitching only one was strikeouts, 60. He won that 60 to 51. Globo Gym won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the pitching
He
categories.
had the number 2 pitching staff for the week.
So, that said, if I was Globo Gym and I had a week that was that atrocious offensively, I would be pleased that I only lost 10-9. I would say thank you, Ben's Champions.
I believe he was winning 9-8 going into Sunday.
Yeah, because there was some really weird text in the text thread like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I won! What a surprise!" From Ben's Champions.
Yeah, that's probably how it sounded.
Yeah. So yeah, 10-9, Ben's Champions won. It's kind of like a blah. It's almost like if you would have assumed going into the week these things would have happened, right?
Well, Ben's Champions, I guess we should all be thankful that he's I have to watch how I say this because, apparently if you make any kind of comment that is deemed insulting, you're a bad person. So I need to phrase this a certain way so it doesn't come across as insulting. For whatever choice Ben's champions is choosing not to, in my opinion, run away with the league.
That is his strategy.
To not run away with the league.
Because his strategy is and always has been, I don't want to just win home runs. I want to annihilate my opponent in home runs. I want to win every week 21-8 in home runs. And when you do that, which he's doing, you're going to have a weak pitching staff because your offense is too loaded. And in order to get all that...
But he doesn't even have to have... But my thing is, he doesn't even have to have a weak pitching staff. If he would just pick one or the other, bullpen or starters, and just make it decent,
Mm-hmm.
he'd win every week 12-7, 13-6, or something like that. I'm telling you right now, I don't get it. I mean, like, I'm not going to beg him to improve those two things because it's giving us a chance. But I mean, think about this. He's winning every offensive category almost every single week. But he doesn't blow anybody out.
Right.
For God's sakes, man. I mean, seriously, you truly have a special... I think he has a special team this year.
Wow. That takes a lot for him to say that.
But he can't get out of his own way. It blows my mind. And I don't know if it's just because, and we both know, and maybe you won't agree with this. I think he's running his team deliberately this way to prove a point, because that's what he likes to do. He'd rather prove a point than actually just succeed.
I don't think he's doing it to prove a point. I think that he has a certain style that he wants to root for, and that's why he finds it more fun to root for the home runs than the pitching he just doesn't care about. Because if he had any kind of patience with some of the pitchers that he's had, he'd be perfectly fine. But he either trades them or he drops them too quick to even give him a chance to develop into something for your team.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess you would assume that. I on a side note, it was interesting because, give you a little bit of backstory for the video here. Kamish and I had a discussion about Globo Gym and his offense, and we said, well, would you be, shouldn't it be better than this? And he said, well, did you look at it?
Right.
And then
you name Arenado and Blackman, and then I said, who else are you afraid of in that lineup?
Yeah, and then you look at it and you realize it's a pale version of what it used to be. And I'm not sure how it got there. I don't know if it's just through trades where you just say, oh, well, my offense is really good, so I'm going to trade this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece. Before you know it, you lost all the pieces, and it's an incomplete puzzle. You know what I mean? Because the offense is very, very average looking right now, and the stats are proving it. I mean, if it's not the worst, it's the worst, or second worst, you said. Right. So, yeah.
It's close. It's very close.
It's definitely very close. So yeah, so those are the scores for the week. I guess we are now at records, right? Do you want to do records next? Do you have that ready?
No, I don't have it ready.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll get the records. And then
trades?
We'll also... Yeah. Do you want to do trades now?
We can do trades.
We can do trades now? All right, we're going to do trades now. We can do that. I don't feel like there was a ton this week. A lot of adds and drops.
How about the big one?
The big one?
There was two.
Okay, go ahead. What were they?
We had the this goes segmented from our Globo Gym talk. This is why he doesn't have any offense.
Okay. What was it again? Oh, Giancarlo. Is that what it was?
Well, there was one before that.
Oh, okay.
D. Gordon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
For Christian Yelich. Yeah. And go.
Mm-hmm. Well, I looked at his team stats going into this week, and I believe D. Gordon had, I want to say, 23% of his steals.
So low?
Yeah, because it was like 37 steals he had going into the week. Mm-hmm. So that sounds about right, because he has like 14.
It'd be like 50 something.
No. 14 would be 14 times 2 is 28.
Right.
So 37 steals. If he'd be like at 25 or something like. Either way, I feel like it was a lot of steals that that he gave up, and he doesn't have a lot of guys who steal bases. And now he did have 6 steals this week, but he didn't win steals. The first week he traded away D. Gordon, so that is one category right away that you lost. And because Gordon puts the ball in play so much, he's still a 300 hitter, so now you're taking that batting average away. And then what did he do this week? He hit 260. So, I mean, losing D. Gordon's bigger than you realize, I would say.
So you don't think it's a plus to add Christian Yelich?
No, because I don't... I think when everybody originally knew that Yelich was going to Milwaukee, everybody was excited, right? Because they're like, it's a great place to hit, and the lineup's really good. But now, Braun seems like he's a shell of what he used to be. Eric Thames is hurt. So, what do you got going in and
Domingo
around?
Santana's not doing anything.
Domingo stands. Yeah, the lineup isn't as deep as we thought. At least right now. I mean, it definitely can get better later on, but right now it's not that good.
No.
I mean, Villar doesn't even play anymore, so it's you know what I mean. I don't think Yelich is going to be much better than what he was in Florida.
I think he's a great complementary piece to have on your roster.
Right.
Whereas I think D. Gordon is a stat changer.
Yeah, because especially in an era where so few guys steal bases like that.
Right.
That's the biggest plus. And he's also in a lineup, D. Gordon, that's really, really been good. Now, I know Cano just went down yesterday. That could be a big loss. But going into that, it was good. So, yeah, I mean, I have to say that...
you give the advantage to Zips?
I give the advantage to Zips. Okay. Yeah.
The second trade involving Globo Gym was Giancarlo Stanton and Yuli Gurriel for Rhys Hoskins and Marwin Gonzalez.
You know, I think that what called up to Globo in this trade, you know, it's one word: age. Because I think that's why he got so excited that he was getting Rhys Hoskins, who's so young and just so.
Let's not forget that Stanton was absolutely horrendous at this time of the trade too.
Yeah, but he honest to goodness, if you look at Stanton's numbers, this is what he always does. He isn't that far off from where he usually, especially starts for seasons. Do you know what I mean? He's a slow starter. So I don't think I wouldn't have hit the panic button that quick.
So in 2 trades, he got rid of Stanton, Gurriel.
I don't care about. And
Yelich.
Gurriel's borderline being owned at this point. He's not. You know what I mean? He's iffy.
I'm sorry. He got rid of Stanton, Gurriel, and Gordon, and got back Hoskins, Gonzalez, and Yelich.
And Gonzalez has all the multi-position eligibility, which is good. But he's not
doing what he did last year.
I know that was that. Again, it's funny because we kept saying career year, and everybody's like, no, that's not true. He's way better than that. No, that was his career year. I think.
What about Hoskins?
I was super down on him going into the year.
Super down.
He was one of my busts. It's hard for me to say he's at bust level. I think he's sort of he's above average at this point, but that's it, right? Wouldn't you say? I don't know. Because his on base percentage is pretty high, isn't it? He walks a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what Globo Jim loves. He loves those walkers, right? Got to get on base. Got to get on base for counting stats.
Why trade Stanton then?
What is his overall ranking right now? I know.
I was just going to.
I know that rankings aren't really that popular, but
Rhys Hoskins is the 72nd best player in our league. It's a top 100 guy.
72nd.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would be the 4th highest ranked offensive player. Fifth.
Yeah.
Sorry. 5th.
I don't know. I just feel like Stanton in the middle of the Yankee lineup is just nuts. You know. So would you agree with me that you'd rather have Stanton than Hoskins? Take the other two guys out of the equation? Because I don't think they're that important.
It's tough. I was kind of down on Stanton this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a very good question. Would I rather have Hoskins or Stanton?
Right now, Hoskins is on pace for...
I'd rather have Hoskins only because he has dual position eligibility.
Okay.
First outfield.
Yeah. But see, there again, I think that hurts him because he's playing the outfield, and what's going to happen at the end of the game? You don't know the answer?
He's going to catch a fly ball?
No, he won't catch a fly ball because he'll be subbed for
Subbing!
whenever they have a lead because
Or
they're gonna put Nick Williams in. That's what they're doing. You realize that Nick Williams is coming in to play defense.
I don't watch the Phillies.
Well, you don't watch any baseball, so it doesn't really matter.
I know.
But that's what happens.
I just watch stats. Stats.
Yeah.
I'm a stat man.
So yeah, I don't really like.
That's
Are you okay over here? Yeah.
one of his favorite songs of all time, by the way. Stat Man. Look at him. He knows it by heart.
So yeah, those were the
two
trades.
trades.
Those were the two trades. Were there any other free agent moves that
Moved me?
Yeah. How are you feeling about the minor league pitching situation? Because it's getting worse and worse. I feel like there's a cringe for you every time someone posts something because it's usually.
I was actually going to post that, just so you know, if you sort the free agent starting pitchers by ranking, the top 4, they're owned by people, just so you know. Don't pick them up. Hey, is what it is. I mean, I can't say what I've been calling it. It's PS. I mean, you're going to, if you want to talk about people that are using it as an extra roster spot, that's what they're doing. So, is what it is. I will continue to say this. It's a personal choice to do it. So.
Yeah.
And again, there are some of you that aren't doing it, but there are 2 or 3 of you that are basically claiming a farm guy that comes up pitching so that you own him. He makes his one start, you cut him, you wait for him to come back and start again, and you pick him up because you know that you can. I mean, it's not against the rules. I just want to reiterate that. It's not against the rules, but it is something that is kind of frowned upon, and it's taking advantage of the system.
I agree with what you're saying. However, can I ask a question? Is it any different than, say, a team like 6644, who has a guy who's hitting 340 that he just drops? Like, is he really not good enough for your 9th place team to actually be on your team right now?
Are you talking about Glaber?
Yes, because he's literally hitting 340.
I don't know why he dropped him, so you're asking the wrong person.
Well, I asked him, and basically the reason was that he's batting 9th. That was the reason what I said in the text thread.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously this guy is capable and should be on a fantasy team, no?
I can't.
So what's the difference? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Why is it any different than the pitcher coming up in 4th if you're just going to drop that guy because...
Okay. No, that's great. I'll give you the answer to that because it's a simple one.
All right.
So you're upset that a guy...
I'm not upset.
Hold on, no, okay.
Not upset. Don't use the word upset.
Okay, so you reference a guy who's hitting well and isn't being kept on someone's roster to be used against you. You're upset about that.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry. You referenced it as it was a point to something.
Yeah, because I feel like it's very similar to what you're doing. Because he's adding roster spots just like you are when you have pitchers who are pitching really good, but you're not wasting the roster spot.
How's he adding a roster spot? You just said the guy's hitting 348.
340.
Sorry, 340.
Yeah.
So isn't that a disadvantage to him to not have him on his roster and to be playing him if he's performing well?
No,
I guess what I'm saying is if you would have gave me an example of like if he was hitting 140 and he didn't roster him, then I would kind of agree with you. But he's helping everybody else by not having him on his roster and being able to play him if he's doing that well.
Yeah, but he's obviously good enough to keep him. Like, I'm pretty sure that when he hits his max, when he hits his 140, 150, I always get it confused.
130.
130. When he hits his 130 at bats, he's going to say, okay, I want him, and then pick him up. So what's the difference? Do you know what I mean? Because right now, basically...
The difference is he's not using him.
He's not using him right now because he's got he's full in the middle infield position.
But listen, answer me this question. How's that an advantage to him by not using him? A guy that's performing well.
How is it an advantage to anybody who's not using those pitchers just because they gain the roster
They're
spot?
using them every time they come up because they know they own them.
Do they use them every single time?
Mike Soroka.
Well, he's been used every time.
Lucchesi, whatever. Who you've kept on your roster.
He's been on my roster now for 10 days.
Because he said he was tired of me complaining about it, by the way.
That's a lot. That's fairly true.
The three guys that Ben's Champions owns. Minnesota Yankee and Angels guy. That's every time. I mean, that's every time.
Mm-hmm.
That's taking advantage of the system. That's not the same thing as owning a guy and not putting him on your roster and using him at all. They're using the guys.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that
You're trying to make an argument and it's pretty weak.
No, he's still gaining a roster spot because he's obviously keeping Gleyber Torres. It's not like he's not
We've never argued that he's not gaining a roster spot.
Well, then it's the same.
Everybody has gained a roster spot.
Everybody's gaining roster spots by doing it pitcher-wise or batter-wise. It's just for some reason you don't like the pitching.
The pitching is different.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess just because pitchers only pitch once every 5 days. Is that why it bothers you? I don't know, because to me it's the same thing.
No, they're using the system to own guys for churning.
Yeah.
They're claiming it would be different if like these guys were stud starting pitchers that were in prospect rankings and they wanted them. These are guys that are just getting called up and they're claiming them so nobody else can, and then they can churn them.
I mean, perhaps that is Ben's Champions and Team Joe Boo's theory. I'm not. I'm trying to take a...
So you owned Lucchesi before the season started?
No.
Correct.
No.
So why'd you pick him up?
It's a flyer. That's the word I use. It's a flyer. It's to see if he's going to be good or not. Okay. If he's good, I'm going to keep him. Okay. It's just like Freddie Peralta.
And guess what?
It's the same thing.
Guess what? You can do that. That's the point of the farm system.
Okay.
To do that, take a flyer on him and see what happens.
But I'm not using it to churn. I mean, it's not like, oh, well, I'm gaining the roster spots.
So is it your statement on video that when Lucchesi first came up, you didn't add and drop him for his first 3 or 4 starts? Be careful, because we're on video.
No, there was...
The internet is forever.
There was even one start I didn't even use them. I'm positive.
I'm not asking you about that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm talking about the starts that you did. Did you just pick him up and drop him the next day? Yes or no?
Well, the first start that he had, I didn't even know him. After his first start, I picked him up.
No, false. Do you want to go to his player profile right now in front of everybody?
What, did it take 2 starts before I picked him up? I don't know. Why do you care so much about that? That's such a stupid thing
Because
to
you're
care about.
denying it. You were denying that he did it. No?
Well,
he picked up the Phillies guy. Dubre. Anyways, yes, I think there's a huge difference between choosing not to own Gleyber Torres, who's performing well, versus just picking up minor league starting pitchers called up and only putting them on your roster when they pitch. I don't even think it's comparable.
Okay, if that's what you think, I don't know. But anyway, all right. So.
Added, dropped Bear Bashers. Added Bear Bashers. Added Zips. Dropped Zips. He's been churned twice.
Well, yeah, because Zips was picking up illegally, but that doesn't matter.
So I guess they just named. Is that why? No.
All right, he's doing his own thing over here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break.
Look at record books!
And then look at record books. That's what's going to happen. All right. So after much deliberation, there's no records. Nobody broke a record this week.
He tied, but it's not relevant.
Well, yeah.
Congratulations to Globo Jim. We'll just make it real quick. 0 losses again in a pitching week.
Yes. You get no losses on a pitching week, so that's as best as you can do. You can't do better than that.
That is
no
correct.
one will ever have -1 losses in a week.
No.
So,
no.
And would you want to talk about the Roto stats situation?
Yes, there is a statistical error with the home runs. I accidentally wrote down 16 instead of 6 for Globo Jim, thus skewing his offense.
Uh-huh.
He will officially have the worst offense for the week. And Five Swords will have the second worst offense for the week.
Which does not surprise me after looking at it. I looked at it and I'm like, I don't see how anybody could have a worse offense than that was for this week. So yes. So now, all of that said, we have power rankings. And
no hot topic?
unless you have something, I don't have anything. Yeah.
No,
So we're
everything's
just
hot.
going into power rankings this week. Very exciting. A lot of shake up top. Shake it up. Shake it up. And now it's time for power rankings. And I'm all by myself waiting for the commish to come back downstairs. He just left his phone here, so I should text bad things.
It's a highly secure code on there. You can't break in.
No, it actually locked itself. It was up. Cause it's, but
All you do is swipe it.
But anyway. So
Swipe it.
our number 6 team for power rankings. Team Jobu.
Team Jobu,
Yeah.
who, using the strength of schedule analysis, has had the easiest schedule so far.
League wide?
Yes.
League wide, easiest schedule. I'll be honest with you, I have dropped out Team Jobu out of the rankings, mainly because he has a 3-game losing streak and he is trending down. So
I would.
right. So my number 6 is All Rise. All Rise at the number 6 slot. He's so Yankee heavy, but the Yankees are just one of the top offenses. So
That's why I have him at number 5.
Yeah.
Third easiest roto schedule to date through 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, put this one up so we can laugh.
I don't know why we're laughing. Number 5, Bear Bashers. And I don't know why it's funny because, again, there's only 3 guys that have in the league that have 4 wins, 4 matchups. I'm one of them. Hey, proof in the pudding, man. Proof in the
Proof
pudding.
is in the pudding. Yes, the proof is in the pudding. You have had the second easiest schedule to date. I would hope that you would have 4 wins if every time you play somebody, they have one of their worst statistical weeks. In fact, I'm surprised you don't have 5 wins.
All you can do is play the schedule that is provided to you. So your number 4 is Globo Gym, as is my number 4. Definitely trending down because I had Globo at number 2 last week, but it's not looking good. I mean, those trades, man. That's tough trades. I think he lost.
It's hard to figure out what he has. I mean, we both agree that his offense is not scary.
No.
I'm more intrigued by the pitching because his pitching has been really good some weeks.
And then not so good other weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a very bipolar pitching staff.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I don't know.
Would you say he's trending up or down?
No, he's definitely trending down.
So that's our bottom 3 of our power 6 are still trending down.
No, you're power 3. I don't know why I'm trending down, yo. Just saying.
All right.
1-2 matchups in a row. Why is that trending down? I don't know why that's trending down.
My number 3.
Number 3 is Team V.
Take out the R and you got the E.
I don't get it. Anyway, my number 3 is...
I played the number 9 guy this week, so I'm not... I won my matchup. I hope so. I played the second worst guy roto-wise for the week.
I'll
should have won.
talk about you when I get to the rankings, and I'll explain why I have you ranked where you are. My number 3 is Ben's Champions.
Interesting. I actually have him a lot higher.
Well, it's still...
What's the reason?
The pitching. You can't go every week and not win the pitching and just assume you're going to win all the offensive
Isn't
categories.
he 5-1?
Yeah, he's 5-1. Yeah, I think he's had a very good start with his offense, but We'll see if it
He's had
lasts.
an amazing start this offense.
We'll see if it lasts. We'll see if it lasts. I still have him number 3. It's not like I don't like him. So who is your number 2? Alaska Glaciers. That is also my number 2. I'm still a believer in him. Go to your strength of schedule because I feel like he's had a little bit of bad luck in the strength of schedule.
Number 2, strength of the schedule for the season.
He has. So
Yeah.
I'm a believer in Alaska Glaciers. I always have been. Alaska. You know, I'm the one who picked you number 1 before the year. Nobody else, just me.
By the way, that means you're guaranteed not to be in first place.
Hey, I'm telling you, I've always been high on Alaska. You have too, right?
Yeah. I like the makeup of his roster. I think his pitching staff is ridiculous. I was just explaining it to Zips this morning. His 5-man or 6-man rotation that he's going to throw at you is, I would say, second to none right now, easily.
Go ahead. What's your number 1? Yeah. His number 1 is Ben's Champions, which I find so ironic considering you hate his pitching staff. So I mean, you don't even care about that.
He doesn't need one.
Okay.
He's constantly proven that he can beat you in 9 offensive categories.
Yeah.
And only need to win 1. And guess what? He's going to win that 1 pitching category because it's most of the time it's either going to be losses or total bases. That's what he's going to win. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, that's the only 2 categories he's trying to win.
Okay.
Is either losses or total bases. Go.
What is
Go.
What is Ben's champion strength of schedule?
He is number, let's see if we do this real quick. 10, 9, 8,
He's 7, right?
7. So he's the 4th easiest strength of schedule.
So let's just put this into perspective. Right, ready?
What's the perspective?
He has the 4th easiest strength of schedule per you. Okay?
Per me.
His offense is ridiculous. He doesn't have to worry about anything, right?
Right.
He's still only a half game up on me in the season. Think about that. Think about what you're saying. He's a half game up on me in the standings. Right now he is 5.5 out, I'm 6 out. And his offense is ridiculous. No, listen. You say that standings don't matter, but we're the strength of schedule difference. He's 7th and I am 9th. Big freaking deal. Big deal. Is there a big differential between him and I in strength of schedule? Because I would say there isn't. Would you? 7th and 9th? Is that a huge difference?
It's 2 spots.
Just saying. You have this guy ranked number 1 with his amazing offense. He's not losing to anybody in the offensive categories yet. He's a half game up on me. And that's why he is not my number 1.
Okay, so hold on. So do I get to talk or did you just
yeah,
get
go
to say?
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I didn't think you could say anything to it.
Well, it's pretty easy to blow that up. So you were talking about matchups and standings. We just said he's winning all the offensive categories, which are 9, and he's winning 1 pitching category. So hold on. The most categories that he's normally winning in a week is 10 points.
Okay.
Which means his scores are always 10-8, 10-9, 9-8. Which, how does that affect you in the standings? Do you have a big jump in the standings if you're always winning your matchups 9-8, 10-9?
No, but
Okay.
that's...
No.
But I'm just trying to figure out why you have him ranked 1. I can't figure it out. It doesn't back up your argument to have him ranked number 1.
No. We're not talking about my rankings. We're talking about your statement. You're saying you're just so close to him. Okay.
I am.
Have you blown anybody out yet this year?
No. I haven't. That's why I'm 4-2 in the wins and losses. I've blown out no one.
Give me your scores.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay,
Today.
let's see. Week 1, I lost 11-5.
Okay.
Week 2, I won 9-7.
9 points. Okay.
Week 3, I won 12-6. That's probably the closest.
Oh!
That's the closest blowout. You call that a blowout?
12. You got 12 points. You didn't win 8-4 or 8-5. You got 12 wins there. Next.
Okay. Week 4, I lost 11-6.
Okay.
Week 5, I won 11-5. What is that a blowout win to you?
6 points? You think that's close? 6 points.
I wouldn't say it's close, but
Yes
I wouldn't
or no?
say it's a blowout. There's a difference.
Okay.
It's a comfortable win. It's not a blowout.
Keep going.
And then week 6 was a 10-8, which was now.
Okay. So your 4 wins, you've recorded double-digit points in
Well, yeah, you gotta get double-digit wins in your wins most of the time. The only one I won 9-7 one time. Everything else was a double-digit win, if you want to call it that.
And when you're losing, though, you're not getting blown out. So you
11-5 and 11-6 were the 2 biggest losses.
Right. Because but what I'm saying is you're not losing like 2 or 3. You're not only getting 2 or 3.
No. I didn't have a complete utter domination.
Correct. So if you're doing where you win, you're scoring 11s and 12s, and Bench Champions is always winning, but his scores are 9-8 and 10-9. You're going to be in the same spot standings-wise because it evens out.
Right.
That has nothing to do with why I think his team is way better than yours or why I don't even have him in my 6.
But then let me ask you this. I'm not even in your 6, and he is ranked number 1. You don't see an issue with that. Because it doesn't even make any sense. Because our scores are all the same. You're telling me we're right now 6 weeks into a 21-week schedule, so what is that? 30% into the season? Something like that? Do you agree with that?
It's like 28, 29.
Yeah,
sure.
Right. So, I mean, come on.
Where are we going?
I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Without a pitching staff, Ben can't be number 1. He cannot be. It's not going to change.
All he does is win.
Does he? Is that all he does? Because I'm a half game behind the guy that you're saying is number 1, and you think I'm garbage. So explain to me how that's true.
Okay, so in the playoffs, does it matter what your final score is?
No, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I got just as many as Ben's Champions does. That's all I know. Number 1.
I thought you were 4-2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's 5-1. Sorry.
So you do or don't have as many wins as him?
I don't.
Thank you. So stop giving false statistics.
Number 1 is Team V, and the reason why Team V is number 1 is because
you are number 1.
No, because after losing the first 3 weeks, you've won the last 3. So you are on the trending upward.
What if I told you my last 2 weeks I played the worst and the 3rd worst teams, roto-wise?
Yeah, but I don't care if you're. I don't care if you're 7th or, if you're 7th or 8th roto totals, but that's not what you were. You were still a top 4 team performing in those weeks.
Interesting. So you're saying because I was a top 4 team performing, that's why I'm up there. But it didn't have any relevance that I was a top 4 team the first 3 weeks, but I lost.
Yeah, because see, I look at it completely. I don't know what you're laughing at. I look at it completely different because you're playing the matchup. For some reason, I know that you do. Whether you think you do or not, you do. You play the matchup.
Well,
if you're tied,
whose matchup would I play?
Oh my god!
What are you talking about? I'm just saying. You just said the reason you bumped me up.
It's only week 6. I don't know how I'm going to make it through the rest of the season.
Rewind.
Like
we'll use one of his words. Rewind it.
Rewind what?
You just said, and because you've been in the top 4 in the roto stats. Well,
you have a good performing team. Why do you think I just dropped down Globo? Globo sucks right now.
I've had the same performing team all season, so it shouldn't make any sense. Why all of a sudden now, just because I'm winning? That's what I'm saying. Just because I'm winning. No, I've been in the top 4 performing every week, except for 1.
I've had you at the top. Not number 1, but I had you at number 2 or number 3 pretty much the whole season.
I'll take that bet.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you were in there.
So it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm still a champ.
I don't know what you're laughing for. Because I beat the champ! That's right. I did. Who was the last person to beat you? This guy.
Oh my god. I got newsflash. 2 other people did it before you.
Yeah, but I'm the last one. See you next week.